Very good morning, students. Yes, I know you are all waiting for your favorite subject, science, right? Yes. So I am back with the science subject. So myself, Sandra Kulkarni, I have started with the 10th standard science biology, that is the lesson life processes. So in your previous class, we started the discussion with the blood circulatory system. So what happens in the blood circulatory system? We find the blood vessels and the heart. So we started with the mechanism, the structure of the heart we discussed. Yes, conical shaped muscular organ, heart. So its main function is to pumping of the blood. So when it will pump the blood, that blood will carry the required materials to each and every cell of the body. So that is what the function of the heart. So in the previous session I told you, in our next class we will discuss the mechanism of the heart. The mechanism of a heart. That too, this is the schematic diagram of the mechanism of the heart. Last class we discussed, but still. Okay, so this you consider as the heart, students. This as the heart. Heart with the 4 chambers. Upper 2 auricles or atrium and lower 2 are the ventricles. Left atrium, left ventricle separated with, this is the bicuspid wall. Right atrium, right ventricle separated with the tricuspid wall. Right? So now what happens? The lungs, actually lungs are not above the heart, students. In between the lungs you find the heart. But just to make you to understand, we are doing like this, the schematic diagram. Okay? So these are the lungs. Lungs will give the oxygen. Means oxygenated blood is brought by the pulmonary veins. It is brought by the pulmonary veins and they brought the oxygenated blood. Right? So this oxygenated blood is entering the left atrium. Left atrium will contract and then there is a relaxation of left ventricle and the blood enters into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, one of the important blood vessel starts, that is aorta. Like this I have made, students. Actually it starts from here. Right? So this is the aorta which carries oxygenated blood to all organs of our body, all the cells of our body. Now in the cells, carbon dioxide is there. That carbon dioxide is taken by, which vessel will take, students? Yes, superior and the inferior vena cava. Superior and inferior vena cava will take the blood. Which type of blood it is? Deoxygenated blood, means which is carrying the carbon dioxide. That blood is taken to the right atrium. Again there is a contraction of the right atrium. By that time there is a relaxation of the right ventricle. The blood enters into the right ventricle. As the blood enters, here what you find? Wall, tricuspid wall. It will close. Why it will close? Because it wants to stop the backward flow of the blood. Right? Then from the right ventricle, deoxygenated blood will go to the lungs through, who will carry? Pulmonary artery. This is pulmonary artery. Right, students? Yes. So this is the mechanism of the human heart. Oxygenated blood from lungs to the left atrium through pulmonary veins, from left atrium to left ventricle to aorta, aorta to all parts of the body. From all the organs, all the cells, deoxygenated blood will come to the pulmonary atrium through superior and inferior vena cava, right atrium to right ventricle to pulmonary artery to lungs. Again the lungs, there is an exchange of gases. So like this we find the mechanism of the human heart. Hope you are all understanding, students. Yes, this type of the notes you make so that there will not be any confusion and easily you can understand how is the blood circulation. Students, how many times did you find the circulation of the blood in our heart now? 2 times we find. See, lungs to heart, heart to all organs. 1 time. From all organs to heart, heart to lungs. Is it 2 times? Yes. So lungs to heart, heart to all organs, half cycle. All organs to heart, heart to lungs, another half cycle. Right? So 1 plus 1. Total, how many times we find the circulation in our body? 2 times. So this is called double circulation. This is called as the double circulation. Right? So in the fishes and all, what happens? They are having only 2 chambers in their heart and there is no double, single circulation. 1 time you find the circulation of the blood. But in the human heart, which is very well developed, having different types of organs and organ systems, so in this case we find the double circulation. Right, students? So double circulation we find in case of human heart. Right? So coming to the next concept, that is blood pressure. Blood pressure. So in your day-to-day language, you are talking about the blood pressure. Right? What is blood pressure then? See, blood will come to the right atrium. Right atrium will contract and then the blood comes into the left ventricle. As it comes, the wall will be closed. Correct? Here there is no passing of the blood, so it has closed. Now the blood has to enter into the aorta. So what happens? There is a contraction of the left ventricle so that with the pressure, the blood enters into the aorta and then passes to all parts of the body. With the pressure, what it enters, so a pressure creates on the wall of the heart, so that is called as the blood pressure. Right? A pressure which creates on the wall of the heart muscles, so that is called as blood pressure. Take down the force that blood exerts. The force that blood exerts against the wall of a vessel. Against the wall of a vessel is called blood pressure. So blood pressure takes place by 2 steps. One is called systolic and one more is called diastolic. So we call them as systolic blood pressure and a diastolic blood pressure. What is systolic and diastolic blood pressure, students? See, left atrium to left ventricle blood comes. So left ventricle will contract. By the contraction of the left ventricle, blood enters into the aorta. Pressure creates here. So this pressure is called systolic pressure. The pressure will be more in case of arteries, students, compared with the veins. Why? Because arteries are carrying the oxygenated blood and veins are carrying the deoxygenated blood. Now oxygenated blood, it has to reach upper parts of the brain as well as upper part of the heart and the lower part of the heart. Right? So to reach the blood to the brain, little pressure it requires. With the pressure it has to flow. Right? So arteries are having more pressure compared with the veins. So with pressure, what blood enters into the aorta, that is called systolic pressure. What is diastolic pressure? When this left ventricle, see, left ventricle contracts, right? Pressure creates, blood enters. After that, it will be relaxed. So when it will get relaxed, the pressure will be less, but it is there. So that pressure, less pressure, pressure will be more compared with the diastolic pressure. How much should be the systolic pressure? In a normal healthy person, 120 mm of mercury. Mm is millimeter of mercury, right? So that will be the range of the systolic in a normal healthy person, and it will be 80 millimeter of a mercury. That is diastolic pressure. You might have seen students how the doctors will check the BP. They are having an instrument. They will tie the band to the arm and then they will check the blood pressure. So that instrument, it is called as sphygmomanometer. The instrument what they will use to measure the blood pressure, no, that is called sphygmomanometer. So on that you find the systolic pressure will be 120 and diastolic pressure will be 80. So how we will say what is the blood pressure of a normal healthy person? 120 by 80 mm of a mercury. 120 by 80 of a mercury. Okay students, hope you are understanding? Yes. When the pressure is more, on the arteries and all, that time you are going to call it as hypertension, or it is called high blood pressure. When the pressure is less, so that condition is called low blood pressure. So that time what happens, the blood cannot reach properly to the brain and all, again so many problems starts. That all will study in the higher classes. Then we will just understand what pressure creates on the wall of the heart, that is called blood pressure, with the two types, systolic and the diastolic pressure. Right students, understanding? So coming to the next one, that is about heartbeat. I think you might have heard heartbeat in your day-to-day life. Yes, what is heartbeat? Contraction and relaxation of the heart chambers. Contraction and relaxation of the heart chambers, we'll call it as a heartbeat. How much should be the heartbeat of a normal healthy person? It should be 72 times per minute. It should be 72 times per minute in a normal healthy adult person. So that is the heartbeat. As we know students, the heartbeat, doctors will check the heartbeat as a pulse rate. Both are same. They will check near your wrist, near the neck, and there are so many parts of the body where we can check the pulse rate. Nothing but that will be equal with your heartbeat. Right students? So this much is about the heart. Right? And this much is about the blood circulatory system. Coming to the next one, right, okay. So hope you remember in our first class we said there are two types of the circulatory system. One is blood circulatory system, one is lymphatic circulatory system. Right? So let us start with the lymphatic circulatory system. Okay. So in case of the lymphatic circulatory system, it is having a fluid called as the lymph. What happens there? Lymph, it is one colorless fluid. It is not having any particular color. Colorless it is. How your blood is there? No, like that it is having the plasma. RBC is not there, but it is having the WBC. Right? So WBC, plasma it is having. It is also one fluid. It flows in between the cells, intercellular spaces. Where space is there, no, there it flows. Right? So it will not flow through our blood vessels. It will flow through a particular vessels. So we will call them as a lymph vessels. Those vessels are called as lymph or lymphatic vessels, through which the lymph fluid flows. Understanding? Yes. What are all the functions of the lymph? See, I told it is having the WBC. Right? What is the function of WBC? It helps for our immunity. produces antibodies in our body, right? So this is one function of the lymph. Along with this, it absorbs. What it absorbs? The digested fat from the intestine. It will absorb digested fat from intestine and it will give it to the blood. There is one more function, that it takes excess fluid like waste material, drain, what we used to call, that all it will take and it will give it to the blood. So in between the cells, it will remove all these things and give it to the blood. Like that, we find the function of the lymph. Hope you are understanding, students. So today we have discussed with the heart mechanism, what is blood pressure, what is heartbeat, as well as about the lymph and the lymph vessels. Hope you are understanding, and take down the home assignment. First question. Write the schematic representation of, this is schematic representation. Write the schematic representation of mechanism of the heart. Mechanism of heart. Draw this and explain. Both you have to do, students. Second one, what is blood pressure? What is blood pressure? Next, mention the functions of the lymph. Mention the functions of the lymph. Okay, enough, students. So practice well, study well, complete your work. We'll start excretion in our next session, students. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.